If you are watching this video, you might be wondering about its title since it's a pretty extreme statement. To say anything is the absolute worst thing that happens to anything would be. But hear me out. First of all, there aren't really that many bad things that have happened to Mario Kart. Second of all, Mario Kart Tour sucks. This is a bit of a controversial point, but I would be surprised if there are any of you who truly like Mario Kart Tour better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or any of the good console games. There's a reason why I leave Mario Kart Tour out of all my Mario Kart ranking videos. Not only is Mario Kart Tour the worst game in the Mario Kart series, but recently it's been finding its way into mainline Mario Kart. This video will be both about why Mario Kart Tour is bad, and how it's been affecting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This first section will be short, the good parts of Mario Kart Tour. First of all, it's great that we got a Mario Kart mobile game at all. It was a highly anticipated game for me before it came out, and I had some genuine fun playing it right after it came out. It was really cool to be able to play so many classic Mario Kart tracks on my own phone screen. This is another thing I like about Mario Kart Tour. There's a lot of variety when it comes to the courses. A wide variety of retro tracks were brought back, and some new courses were created as well. I would also say that for a mobile game, it has some nice looking graphics. Now, onto the bad. A lot of what I don't like about Mario Kart Tour is because of the constraints of it being a mobile app, but there are other issues that I think could still be rectified. I really don't like the driving style of Mario Kart Tour, since you essentially have forced auto-accelerate and smart steering on at all times. You also don't have to do anything to get a boost off of jumps. This makes the gameplay much easier and therefore much more boring. It feels like you have less control over the placement you get in a race since there isn't as much you can do to get really skillful at the game. I'd say this is partially due to the mobile game restraint, but I think it could definitely have been improved at least a little bit. Another thing I hate about Mario Kart Tour are the microtransactions. Mario Kart Tour is filled with just about every annoying mobile game stereotype that you can think of. So many different kinds of currency, random leveling and tier systems that are hard to keep track of, and countless microtransactions. Would you pay $40 for 150 rubies and a ticket pack? Bruh. Nintendo thinks you will, and the sad thing is a lot of people probably have. That's 2/3 the price of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for some pointless upgrade in a mediocre mobile game. Aside from the microtransactions, Mario Kart Tour is just a bad Mario Kart game in general. The course design is a particular pet peeve for me. Having remixed versions of courses is a cool idea at first, but it gets really repetitive and boring after a while. Does anybody really need 8 different versions of Calamari Desert? I get that they need to keep things fresh, but come on, be a bit more creative. It's also cool at first how some courses often have different routes in each lap, but after a while this makes gameplay annoying because it feels like you have less control over where you are driving, and you don't get to know the course as well as you would if all the laps were the same. I also don't like the city tracks, which I'll talk more about in the next section. However, the one reason why I think Mario Kart Tour sucks is because it's a bad mobile game. All of the things I've mentioned could be forgiven if Mario Kart Tour made sense as a mobile game, but in my opinion, it does not work well at all. Let's compare it to one of my favorite mobile games, Ryder. Ryder is a car racing game where you score points by doing tricks and try to survive as long as possible. When you open up Ryder, you see one massive play button, you press it, and you're in the game. That's it. The game itself usually only lasts less than a minute, but it's still a lot of fun. It's perfect for what mobile games are supposed to be, quick distractions when you have nothing better to do. However, Mario Kart Tour is not good for situations like this, when I would be playing mobile games. It often takes a longer time to load than other games, especially when you have an update, which have taken over 5 minutes for me. The main menu screen is also cluttered, there are just too many options. Plus, once you finish races, there are a ton of unskippable level up animations that I just don't care about. Mario Kart was never meant to be a mobile game, and I rarely ever pick Mario Kart Tour up. All of what I've mentioned so far establish Mario Kart Tour as a bad game, but it wouldn't really classify Mario Kart Tour as the worst thing that's happened to Mario Kart. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass changed this for me. Although it's definitely improved since the first wave, I still have problems with it, many of them centered around Mario Kart Tour. First and most obviously would be the Mario Kart Tour remakes. every single DLC cup has included a Mario Kart Tour city track, which I really don't like. City tracks just feel out of place. Having a real-life location in the Mushroom Kingdom just does not make sense. Plus, many of these city tracks have layouts that change each lap, making it difficult to get comfortable with the track and lessening the options you have while driving. I really like tracks like Yoshi Valley that allow you the same set of options each lap, and it would be so much better if you could choose your path in each lap of the tour tracks. Mario Kart Tour influence can also be seen in the art style of every DLC track. They all have a plasticky, somewhat simplistic feel that reminds you of a mobile game. They just don't feel as detailed or high quality as the original Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks, and don't really fit in for me. The only completely new track in the DLC so far, Sky High Sunday, was another disappointment as it's a basic lap with a candy theme that was already done better in Sweet Sweet Canyon. The main point I'm trying to make is, mobile game influence, specifically Mario Kart Tour, does not work with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Lastly, I want to go over some things that could be changed about Mario Kart Tour, as well as the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pack to make each a better experience for players. For Mario Kart Tour, don't require updates. If you're someone like me who doesn't play the game often, it can be really annoying to have to deal with updates almost every time you open the game. It would be nice to have some gameplay modes that don't change every few weeks. Also, make the menu screen less cluttered. Less currencies, less achievements, less tiers, just make a simple UI that has the main racing mode as its centerpiece. Finally, give the player more customization options, especially when it comes to the driving style. It's unlikely that Nintendo would make any of these changes, or if they would really improve the game that much anyway, but it's nice to have something to hope for. As for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, I want to see less tour-influenced courses. We don't need multiple tour ports in every wave. It would be much more interesting to see Super Circuit and Double Dash remakes, hint hint, Wario Coliseum. For the courses themselves, I would like to see less tour influence in their design. I want detail like the original Mario Kart 8 retro tracks. I would sacrifice a few more weeks of waiting between waves if it meant Nintendo could put as much detail as possible into these tracks. Mobile games and console games need to stay separate, and hopefully we'll see more of this in future waves. Well, if you've reached the end, thanks for listening to my rant about Mario Kart Tour. Maybe I'm making too big a deal out of this, and I'm sure that if I am, you'll let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more Mario Kart content like this. I release a new video or livestream every week. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!